Welcome to my new room area. Recently I've heard a lot of y'all like ask me how I do my hair, which is funny because I'm like the person in my family who knows how to do the least hair. But as I was growing up, obviously my mom was doing my hair a lot when I was little, so I picked up on how to do a few things. Today I'm going to teach you how I do like my classic hairstyles. Some of these, as I'm looking at like the ones that I picked out, I still have long hair, so that could change it a little bit, but not really sure. And also all the ones that I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be showing you on straight hair just because I don't want to straighten it and then curl it and that'd just be a mess. This isn't my natural hair. I did straighten it a little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with like a middle part. Pretty basic, I guess. I use the same technique like over and over again. I call it like a French twist. I'm not really sure if that's the name for it. I don't have a name for any of these hairstyles, by the way. So this is just hairstyle number 1. We're just gonna start on one side of the head. You're just gonna start with like a small piece in front like this. And pretty much you're just going to take another piece and just twist them. So it's pretty basic, and then they have one piece on bottom, and that's the one that you're going to add more hair into. So you can see, you always have one piece on bottom, and you just add hair to that one. And then you just keep going for however long you want. Now, I know my mom has like a trick for like how to get your twist to stay twisted. I'm not really sure what that trick is. It's got like some twisting, like within twisting, like this or something. See, I just twist it and hope for the best. I twist it like a lot more because I know it's going to loosen up, but I almost like it looser. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it about like there, and then I'm just going to rubber band it. Alright, so obviously when I let go, it's going to come undone a little bit, but you see how it just made it like looser? That's kind of what I wanted. And then I'm just pretty much gonna like pancake it here and there. If you don't know what pancaking is, you're pretty much just like pulling pieces of it. And it's especially important to do that like up here because we want it looking really loose. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And that is pretty much the extent of that hairstyle. So this kind of like technique is the base for most of these hairstyles. So you're gonna start the same way that we did the other one, except for you're just going to keep twisting and picking up hair until you're like further back on the head. And it actually works a little bit better if you try to bring it back up higher. I try to bring it back towards the middle of my head. That works a little bit better. So pretty much all I did is the same technique, and then I just brought it back a little bit further and just kind of like twisted it, just kind of like whatever. This is how I do my messy buns. I literally just kind of like throw it together like that, and then I just rubber band it and then pin it. That's my technique, if you were wondering. There is no technique. So that's like my base bun. Because it's like a space bun. Wow, that was a pun and I didn't even mean to make that. And then I pretty much just take pins and just make sure that it's like secure, and anything that's like popping out weird I fix. If I can get a pretty solid bun out of just rubber band, I'll try to do that. Honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect for this hairstyle, which is good because a lot of times I can't make really good buns, so. And then you do the same exact thing on the other side. Also, the good thing about these hairstyles is that they take like 0 time. Like as you can see, I literally just turned the other one into this in like less than 3 minutes. So that's pretty nice because they're great for like before school or even at school. I've done most of these hairstyles like in class, in first period class. Like I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to do my hair. Gotta do that right now. Once you get this twisting technique down, you don't really have to look in a mirror to get it, to like do it again. So this is pretty much the end of this hairstyle. See, for this one I didn't even really, I might pin like that because it's a little weird, but you really don't have to use pins. That's how you do this hairstyle. Pretty basic, pretty simple. So the other one that I have on this list is the same exact thing again, but instead of 2 buns, I pulled it into 1. See, I'm telling you, like, you really think my hair looks good? I don't know why, because I just throw it together in like 5 minutes. Okay, so literally for this next one, I'm just gonna take the 2 twists that we already had. I mean, they're not even twisted all the way. But you just take the ends of them, and I just group them together again, and rubber band it. So this hairstyle, I believe, looks like Belle's from Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so that's pretty much the extent of that hairstyle, except for, it doesn't really look like I pancaked it in this picture, but you can pull these out a little bit more, depending on how fancy you want it to look. Now, I'm going to move on to, what is that? Why did I even do in that? That's probably one that I just like threw it into a ponytail and like called it a day. Okay, it looks like on that one, I did something a little bit fancier than a normal ponytail. If you know what video that's from, comment down below because I don't even know. I think I started doing the bump first, which is a little bit different because normally you just kind of like pull it forward once you're done with the ponytail. Mine does not stay like that ever. So fun fact, I actually have the like thinnest hair in my family, and since it is naturally straight, like this is pretty much my natural hair. It never like really stays in braids or anything like that, and it's literally been like that my entire life. So I have to like literally hairspray it to stay in anything all day long. Or I have to do hacks like this, where I start with a little section first. I'm just gonna comb it back, and then use a rubber band, a little one this time, because I want to hide this. And then we're going to puff that first. By puff, I just mean pull it out. So if you see like in the front already from the beginning, it was pretty flat on my face, and now it's pretty, there's more shape. I always hate like having to go to like high ponytails from here. I actually have to like tip my head upside down. This is how I do my buns also, which I'm pretty sure is how everyone does their buns, but just in case you were wondering. Just so it's like already in the natural spot of falling forward, and then I'm going to just comb it. Okay, so now that that is pretty much all combed back and up, you pretty much want it to collect where this other hairband is from our last bump thing. Alright, and then as you can see, we kind of lost some of the bumps, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull it back out a little bit, pull some hair down by the ears, and that is the extent of that hairstyle. It's so different with my short hair. See, if I move my head, then my ponytail gets everywhere. And you can, if you want to like make it a little extra, you can take a little piece and wrap it around your ponytail like this. And then pin it. And then you have a little hidden ponytail in there. Because your hair, look at this. There's just a little short piece right there. That's the end of this hairstyle. Now I'm going to move on to more of the braids. So for this Dutch braid, I don't know, some people find it like harder to do Dutch braids on themselves. I like doing Dutch braids on myself and French braids on other people. Everyone does it differently. So you can take these instructions and then figure out how it's more comfortable for you to do it, because I don't braid the same as my mom does, and nobody really braids the same. So they're just going to start with a little section up at the top. Doesn't really matter how small you start. You're just going to separate that piece into 3. If you don't know how to braid, pretty much you're just crossing these 3 pieces over each other. And the difference between a French and a Dutch is like the order that you cross them in. For this braid, we are going to be crossing the middle piece over the side pieces every single time. So I'm just going to start with that. I'm just going to do like 2 stitches where I just cross middle piece over the side pieces. Alright. And then this piece is the piece that we need to add some hair into. So I'm just going to add that little bit right there just because it's already pretty much poking out. So I like to do mine pretty tight and then pancake at the end. So if you can't see, I'm pretty much, it's pretty hard with dark hair, like you can't really see it, but I'm pretty much just adding little sections to the outside pieces. And I like mine to be pretty combed back, so I'm going to try to smooth out these pieces that I'm adding in. Pretty much how you do that. I used to be able to finish it a lot more when my hair was longer. I'm gonna braid it down as far as I can, which is about there. It's just not very long. And now I'm just gonna go back and pancake. Pretty much you just go and you just pull out these pieces. And how much you want to do it is really up to you. In this video, or at least this picture, looks like I have a piece that I pulled down from my ears. I always pull down a little piece. It's like that. That's like pretty long actually, but it just kind of fell out anyway. But in this video, a piece did fall out, and that's what that is. You can pull however much you want. This is probably too much, at least for me. I don't like having a bunch. And that's how you do the Dutch braid. Yeah, that's pretty much my easy go-to hair, easy go yeah, you know what I mean. Go to easy school hairstyles, because literally you can do them in such a short amount of time, or without even looking in a mirror. Done that plenty of times, trust me. But comment down below which hairstyle is your favorite, and if you have any other hairstyles that you want me to show you that I do in my videos. And make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!